Hello everyone, this is Push the Lane. I am Nick Allen, and I'm joined by a man who has a doll for a girlfriend, James Railman.
Hey, she's actually studying at the university for a PhD right now. She's really progressed far, so I will not take any offense to that. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's been an awesome holiday. How'd you enjoy it?
It was good.
Sleep a lot?
Yeah, slept a lot. Vacation,
Yeah, okay.
play a lot of League of Legends.
Okay, cool. Well, we're back, guys. It's been a while, but first off, OGN is exciting as hell. I've been loving their tournament so far. They have kind of an unusual format that we've noticed, but to go into it, it's actually a double best-of-5 in the semifinals, which is really cool. It makes the games really exciting. Everything's just really significant. But it's just been awesome. Like it's so much fun watching Doa and Monte Cristo casting. I would love to see those games. Last night, Azubu Blaze versus Azubu Frost. Game 4 in particular, holy crap, was awesome. It was one of the coolest comebacks I've ever seen. Azubu Frost actually started off. They had dominant map presence, and they got 3 inhibitors down against Azubu Blaze. And it was like, all right, how is this turnaround going to happen? How is Azubu Blaze going to make this happen? But it was the Caitlyn late game with her range. She was able to turn it around. It was a really cool series. Azubu Frost ended up winning 3-2. And coming forward, there's going to actually be the second best-of-5 this upcoming night, and then next week we're going to be able to check out KT Rolster B versus Najin Sword, which is also going to be a cool match. This upcoming night, I have Azubu Frost 3-2 over Blaze, and then we're also going to check out Najin Sword. I have 3-2 over KT Rolster B.
Nice. Yeah, I really like the matches a lot. The blind match in particular was awesome. We saw some Urgot play, which is always very exciting. They get to completely pick their comps, and they're two very close teams. They know their strategies. They know each other well. So to see them go head to head is always really exciting. Really impressed with the Azubu Frost. I thought Blaze was going to come and stomp him down. I haven't been exactly impressed with Frost as of late. And then again, another second best-of-5. That's going to be really cool. And then if they tie 1-1, they go into that death match. Deathmatch match.
So it's like a best-of-3, best-of-5. The death match is the third one.
Yeah,
all right,
but either way, it's going to be really cool. And they do such a good job of like culminating this intensity in these blind matches or in this death match. It's going to be really great.
All right, so who are your picks?
Okay, Najin Sword versus
KT Rolster B.
KT Rolster B. No one can beat them. They came in with the best record. B, sorry. KT Rolster B.
They're insanely good.
They're insane. They're going to be great. I think they're going to take it.
Here's my only concern is that a big presence of KT Rolster B is Score as an AD carry, and this is not the patch for AD carries. Assassins just kick ass. And Najin Sword, they have the best assassin in the world, just the best top laner in the world potentially, in Mac Noon. So I think that he's going to put on a lot of presence there. I'm really excited for the matches, but both teams have looked really good recently.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Speaking of excitement, Riot has announced a lot of their Season 3 plans. James, I know you have a lot to say about it. So
well, I know we both have a lot to say.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
So right off the bat, guys, the plans coming up for Season 3, regional play, it's going to be a best-of-1 each week. So for the rest of the, for a couple of months now, you'll be able to watch CLG, their one game of the week, TSM, their one game of the week. At international tournaments, there's going to be a representative from each region competing. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be, TSM and CLG and Dignitas in the same tournament. It'll be, maybe one or maybe two of those, or, any of the other teams, which means that there's not a lot of international play. There's not a lot of opportunities for these teams to practice against other teams. The NA scene, I don't understand how they're going to survive. When you consider the Koreans, they're so competitive already, all of the Asian scene, they're all going to be competing against each other constantly, and the NA scene is not going to have those same opportunities.
Yeah, but I can see what they're trying to do. On the plus side, they really want the World Championship at the end of the year to be the true international play, the true testament of what the best region is and who the best team is. And if you have constant international play, then it takes away from that. So I'm okay with that. And the one match a week thing, that's actually really cool too.
Yes.
Where we'll see some really interesting strategies week to week. They have an entire week to train for one game, for one team. And with that time and that investment, you can do a lot of crazy things.
And usually with most tournaments, when you're playing games constantly, you don't have that same time. You just play your standard, whatever your best strategy is every time. Now they will have that time for experimentation. So obviously there's positives and negatives on each end.
Yeah.
There can be no question though that Riot is putting a lot of effort into growing LoL esports, and that they're putting a lot into these teams. All of these teams will have salaries and whatnot. It's going to be able to support their players, support their fans. I mean, that's just such a huge development, all in all, that it's going to be a big thing.
Yeah,
I'm just really concerned about what's going to happen for international play.
Yeah, North America is really going to suffer. They're just so compartmentalized from the rest of the world, and we've seen other regions, a lot of cross-region play there, but not so much in North America. So I think we're going to get hit the hardest best, and hopefully we can still contend when the World Championship comes around.
We'll have to see. But next up, guys, CLG EU to EG. Congratulations. Evil
we don't
Geniuses.
know. We don't know.
Oh, that's true. It's not official yet.
It's not official, no.
But come on, come on. So it's probably going to happen. It's not official yet, but EG, they have deep pockets and they have great sponsor ties, and that's just awesome for the LoL scene for these sponsors to be so interested in League of Legends. So that's a big congratulations to them. But that's a win for everyone in the LoL scene because then maybe they branch off to other teams as well. Yeah, there's some StarCraft fan that's really upset about it, but whatever. But I mean, it's really good. We finally have a strong enough pull that Evil Geniuses decides it's time to get involved. And if that's the case, then League of Legends is becoming extremely successul. That these big organizations that haven't grown into League of Legends can't ignore it anymore. And Nick, we're actually going to get a team, right?
Yeah, let's get it. What's the name?
Didn't you said it earlier? It was Nick Allen is better.
Handsome?
Oh no. Combine. We'll figure it out, guys. I'll put in $20. You put in
the rest.
The rest. That's fine.
Yeah.
With our big esports dollars. We'll figure it out, guys. But we're getting the team going. Yeah, either way, I remember sometimes the Evil Geniuses weren't the most outspoken, I guess, supporters of League of Legends, but they've come around, so should be interesting. CLG Aframu. That's pretty exciting as well. Afrolift bot lane.
Afrolift bot lane. He loves the position. He was a healer in WoW, so somehow that carries over into League of Legends. And I mean, you've talked a lot about how important support players are now in Season 3. So with that in mind, his mechanics are really strong, and most importantly, he wants to be there on the team. Loco Doco didn't want to be there and didn't want to grow in the position.
He always had an issue with being the support. He wanted to be the star to an extent. And I mean, there were other issues, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Mechanically, Aframu's incredible. And with the changes that Riot has made to Season 3, support is more important than ever. You can carry out of the support role, so having a strong support is really significant. Doublelift has always been, along with Chelster, the carry for the team. And it was like, if Doublelift doesn't get going, then, what's going to happen? Are they going to struggle? Now with Season 3, 80 carries, once again, they're not in the best situation. Assassins are really strong, and then Last Whisper is getting nerfed, supposedly, which is really putting a lot of pressure. Caitlyn and Nunu, the reason that works out so well is it's just so much damage late game, and Caitlyn is so safe. Caitlyn, it's very difficult to get back into that backline against her, and that's why they love running her so much. But that means that the rest of CLG needs to step up. Chelster's already, been incredible in the jungle. Hotshot, he's a great defensive top lane. That's his play style. He's very good at putting that map presence on the top lane and then getting himself out of sticky situations. But he can't have that same defensive play. He needs to start making aggressive plays. Maybe pick up some of those assassins himself. Otherwise, they're leaving the enemy, the opposing AD carry, open to run amok in those team fights. That could be kind of a concern for him.
Yeah, should be interesting to see how they evolve. They have a lot of time to strategize for the Season 3 based on what we've heard so far. Lastly, Season 3 live qualifiers this weekend. So I think I have some predictions, but what do you think for Group A and D?
A and D, it has to be Curse and Cloud9. No question about it. There are some good teams in there, but Curse and Cloud9, I think Cloud9 is actually Nom Nom, was Xquanic, was Orbit, so they finally have another name here. But they are clearly the two best teams in the qualifier, I think, and so they're going to make it out. Guys, for the organization, so Group A plays Group D in the first round of the winner's bracket. Group B plays Group C, and if you win the first round of the winner's bracket, you're in Season 3. So that's why we're covering it.
Yeah, and if you lose, you have to come through the loser's bracket. So you have to win a lot more games. For B, Team Fear, they look really strong. Even, they lost Aframu. They've made some changes to the roster, and they might be stronger than they were before. And that's the really exciting
thing. Zuna always really struggled in the top lane.
I didn't think he was
Fear.
Good at all.
That was a big weakness on their team with Zuna in the top lane. But he seems very comfortable in the AD role, and he's done that some before, and that's really helped them a lot.
Yeah, and I think they're going to win that group easily with those strong players. And then Dirtnap Gaming in the Group C, they just showed ridiculous play during the qualifier tournaments, so good on them. They're going to just carry through their group. And then for the last team, the 5th team that has to make it through the losers, Epic.
Well, it's funny. Epic, they don't practice. They just go into tournaments, cold turkey, and they win. Like Season 1, Epic created them, the organization created the team just weeks before the tournament, and they ran the gauntlet against everyone. They didn't win it, but they still were a second or third team. So I definitely see Epic, being very competitive here. They should win it. But Nick, what happens to some of these old competitive teams that we've seen? What happens to Dynamic? They've been sitting around for a long time. Meet Playground. They've been around for a while. while.
Too many changes, too many roster changes, man. They're suffering too much, and I think they're going to struggle. But Epic has that like timely or the experience to really pull through and do well.
Oh, it's going to be exciting to see some big changes. There's still going to be a lot of really nice amateur teams once it's all said and done. I'm pumped, guys. Make sure you watch the tournaments. Make sure you check out OGN as well. If you didn't see last night's matches, OGNLOL.com. That's always cool. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Push the Lane. Talk about yourselves, what you think is going to be happening in Season 3, what you're excited about, if you have any other concerns, with some of this international play, and just get a discussion going. That's, the most important thing as a fan.
Yeah, make sure you guys add us on Twitter, and we'll see you next week.